As someone who could happily toggle between The Long Goodbye and Inherent Vice, Inherent Vice is a good movie. For the rest of my viewing life, that's hardly a criticism. But it is striking to register that what I Am the Night is not the kind of inescapable major event its star-director combo would have made it by default just a few years ago. Even a true crime hook as juicy as The Black Dahlia is no longer enough to merit placement on a prestige network like HBO, despite existing within the same corporate family. Both HBO and TNT are wings of Warner Media, the sprawling media conglomerate now under the even more sprawling corporate umbrella of AT&T. This is what happens. This is what happens. So, little history lesson. There was a movement by a democratically led Congress with the support of a president by the name of William Clinton, and they decided to go in and deregulate the FCC. They said it was no longer needed. Just because they could doesn't mean media companies would buy up all their competition. What happened? Within about 6 or 7 years, they all bought up their competition. So we went from having we originally had about 100 to 150 different media outlets. Then it got down to about 50. But as soon as the FCC was deregulated, it went from 50 to 6. Now we have 6 major corporations that own all the news you hear, read, and see. And, now we're kind of getting the butt of that. Once you slim it down and you start spurting out the same crap over and over and over again, you just kind of water it down. And that's what they're saying right here. That's what they're saying right here. However, I don't know. Jonathan Klossel, my man, what do you think? Not bad at all. Okay, I got you. Like the same thing played on 60 news channels, the serious stuff. Oh yeah, absolutely, Alpaca dude. Yes, you're absolutely right. What was that? We'll finish it off by watching that. Let's see. Similar news video. We'll just see what it pops up here. That didn't bring anything up, did it? I know. You know what? We'll just go to Jimmy Dore because I know he did a video on it. This is it right here. Transgender apocalypse. Absolutely.
Hey, somebody sent me this video. I don't know what to make of it. It's entitled "Six Corporations Own the Media," which we know that. Hey, by the way, AT&T is gonna buy.
Holy Christ! Can't believe that's gonna. Is that approved?
It sounds like it's gonna happen.
What's happening?
AT&T is gonna buy Time Warner.
Fantastic.
It's unbelievable.
To be fair, Time Warner is not what it used to be. I mean, Time Warner gave up its cable assets. AOL went belly up. I mean,
yeah, man.
Buying Time Warner.
We have 6 media companies. There's no getting around that.
Okay, just saying.
And so there's more conglomeration coming. We're gonna have one company we're all gonna work for eventually in 5 years. If Hillary gets reelected, there will be just one company.
Well,
they're gonna make all the bombs. They're gonna make all the TV shows. They're gonna give you all your news.
I think your cable is such a good example of my cable company changes every 5 to 10 years. I have never noticed a goddamn difference.
Really? We've had the same cable, right? Ours hasn't changed.
We sure have, Jim.
So here's what someone sent me, and this is how the corrupt control the map.
So okay. So let me just stop it right there. The reason that dude's been experiencing different changes is because companies have been buying him up. Probably they've been low companies that nobody's ever really heard of. Like out here we have LV Net. Nobody's ever heard of that. So it doesn't matter if when they get bought out they change companies because they change the name to the more popular one. Happens all the time. So if you have Comcast, obviously Comcast is a name that everybody recognizes. So if they merge with another company, even if that other company is bigger, they'll probably keep the Comcast name because more people are familiar with it. A lot of people don't know Sinclair Broadcasting, right? That even though they own pretty much 80% of all the media in the country, they know Fox, they know ABC, they know NBC. So they go with whatever the more common name is. Nerdito! Looks like Johnny Knoxville's dad. He's only like 6 years older. More like his brother, yeah. More like his brother. WCW, dude, I love WCW, my man. McMahon owns it now. Dude, they're also going to try and bring back the XFL, which I'm super excited for. Come on, Nerdito, get with it. Get with it.
Right, so it's manufacturing consent and all that stuff.
Manufacturing consent. That was a book written by Noam Chomsky.
Maybe. I don't know. You tell me what. Let's watch and then we'll talk.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
Especially on a birthday.
Happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
Well, child's happiness is priceless, right? Especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday. A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on their birthday.
Especially on their birthday. Especially on their birthday. Especially on their birthday. Especially on their birthday. Buy them stuff. Buy them stuff. Especially on their birthday. Especially on their birthday.
Especially on a birthday. A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
Oh, it's brainwashing. Just imagine, that little black and white circle.
Priceless with Smile.
Yeah, that
the
was
one before.
daring.
So she's the
This is
radical. She's the radical.
Cold as in
By the way, I
Texas.
disagree with the
61. Oh my
basics.
God, dude. They were talking about it being like negative 50.
Child's happiness is you can
Rachel
put it
Maddow said it's like negative 50 out there.
Especially on a birthday.
Negative 15. I'm laughing so hard. Oh, Dorian, you're my man. What kind of hypnosis podcast?
Especially on a birthday.
Especially on your birthday. Especially on your birthday. Especially on your birthday. Buy stuff. Buy stuff. Buy stuff.
I don't know what is that.
It's
I don't
called
know what that is. I don't know
brainwashing,
what
my
to make of
man.
that. I just think that's amazing.
Yeah,
are
me
they-
too.
Does it mean that a lot of them are buying content from a central source, the way like syndicated content,
Like did they just read right off?
Now,
the
there's a
AP
voice that you
ticker?
hear. This is
Yeah,
Arnold.
or that they
The gentleman you
for
see is
human
Jimmy
events,
Dore. He's the host
they
of the
just
show.
sort of buy
There
a-
But
must be
he's
some,
got, there's
like,
him,
you know, I know
they do
there's
that on
Rampacone,
radio. I know guys who write
and then
jokes
there's
and they send them out.
the
syndicated.
miserable
radio.
liberal
that's right,
Stephanie
there's only two
Zambrano.
companies that own all
Those
the
are like
three that
those
own
are like
all
the three
radio, right?
primary
There's
writers of the
channels,
group. Then there's
CBS,
Arnold,
radio,
who's
and then
supposed to
there's
be
the other
the
one that starts
skeptic.
with a I.
He's the
iHeartRadio.
tech control
Maybe
guy.
that's it.
But he's
But
supposed to be the guy that doesn't give a
But, like,
crap
if
about
you're- if
anything.
you're a
He's
radio
supposed to be a
station, if you're, like,
nihilist.
a morning
So every
zoo,
time they question
Yeah,
something,
you buy
he
your
comes
thing.
up
so
with
you
why they think
subscribe
you
to
would
whatever
subscribe to
service,
whatever
and they'll
service.
do like sketches for you.
Right. But
And-
they send them to
He's
Typically
47.
non-union.
Yeah.
Yes,
So he
but
was
they send them to everybody,
2,728
so
on
they'll be doing
Jack.
the same jokes in Cleveland that they do in Tampa.
Oh, man.
Because nobody's in those places at the same time.
Right. So maybe this is the same thing, but how
So
hard
this
is it
is-
to generate this content?
I know you would
Oh,
think.
what, gentlemen, you would need
Like,
journalists.
I mean,
You would need, so here, let's
You
go.
need
You don't need a
newsreaders.
journalist to tell you that a child's
birthday is
happiness
priceless.
is priceless,
It is priceless.
especially on their birthday.
Especially on their birthday.
Yeah, you'd probably get more information on
especially
Syria.
on their
What about the
birthday.
bunny rabbit?
Take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step
This is how they do it. So this is how they do it. The corporation that owns the head corporation. So we'll say Sinclair Broadcasting. They own 80% of the media in the country, right? And so their corporate headquarters comes up with talking points. And then they feed them down to the local level and say, hey, these are what we want you to talk about throughout the day. And most of them just copy and paste what they're saying. They just copy and paste. They throw it in the teleprompter, and you have some dumbass read it right off the written word.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
I think you guys get the point. I think you guys get the point. It just this is how they do it. So it's just like the Donald Trump phenomenon. Okay, so here's what he did. He went out I good, Hillary bad. Or in his case, he said, crooked Hillary, crooked Hillary, crooked Hillary, crooked Hillary, crooked Hillary. So as soon as you think of Hillary Clinton, what do you think of? Crooked Hillary, crooked Hillary, crooked Hillary, crooked Hillary. So every time you hear one of those or read one of those things about how Hillary sided with a pedophile over a 12-year-old girl, or all this stuff that she did as a Secretary of State. Now, granted, a lot of it is probably rooted in truth, but it looks worse than it is because they have repeatedly beat you over the head again and again and again to remember crooked Hillary. Crooked Hillary, crooked Hillary, crooked Hillary. But don't get me wrong. Everybody on the left does it exactly the same as well. Obamacare they took and ran with because it was popular. They tried to push it through as the ACA. It's not Obamacare, it's ACA. It's not Obamacare, it's ACA. It's not Obamacare. Eventually, they were intelligent enough to just run with the popular term. Everybody liked Obamacare. It was easy to remember. But this is how they do it. This is how they do it. Medicare for all. I don't want it to be a government takeover of medical health. That's what they say. I mean, that's what they all say, Democrats and Republicans. That's how they do it. That's how they do it, man. They just keep beating you over the head over and over.